When time steals our years away, shall steal our pleasures too. The memory of the past will stay, and half our joys renew.
Hello and welcome. Well, this is a bit of a scandal, a big tech scandal, and it's a story published by the ABC, Australia's state fake news organisation, and it's Facebook admits to scraping every Australian adult user's public photos and posts to train AI with no opt-out option. Facebook has admitted that it scrapes the public photos, posts and other data of Australian adult users to train its AI models and provides no opt-out option, even though it allows people in the European Union to refuse consent. This article is by Jake Evans and it was published on the September 11th, 2024. Facebook has admitted that it scrapes the public photos, posts and other data of Australian adult users to train its AI models and provides no opt-out option, even though it allows people in the European Union to refuse consent. Meta's Global Privacy Director Melinda Claiborne was pressed at an inquiry as to whether the social media giant was hoovering up the data of all Australians in order to build its generative artificial intelligence tools, and initially rejected the claim. Labor Senator Tony Sheldon asked whether Meta had used Australian posts from as far back as 2007 to feed its AI products, to which Ms Claiborne responded, "We have not done that," but that was quickly challenged by Green Senators David Shoebridge. The truth of the matter is that unless you have consciously set those posts to private since 2007, Meta has just decided that you will scrape all of the photos and all of the text from every public post on Instagram or Facebook since 2007, unless there was a conscious decision to set them to private. That's the reality, isn't it? Claiborne: correct. Ms Claiborne added that accounts of people under 18 were not scraped, but when asked by Senator Sheldon whether public photos of his own children on his account would be scraped, Ms Claiborne acknowledged they would. Meta's Global Privacy Policy Director Melinda Claiborne spoke to a Senate inquiry on adopting AI. The Facebook representative could not answer whether the company scraped data from previous years of users who were now adults but were under 18 when they created their accounts. Opt-out offered to Europeans, not given to Australians. In June, Meta notified users in the European Union and United States that it would use their data to train its generative AI products such as Meta AI unless users opted out. The company provided an opt-out option to EU users, in part because of legal uncertainty surrounding strict privacy laws covering those nations. Ms Claiborne admitted to the inquiry that those opt-out options were not offered to Australians. In Europe, there is an ongoing legal questioning around what is the interpretation of existing privacy law with respect to AI training, Ms Claiborne said. "We have paused launching our AI products in Europe while there is a lack of certainty. So you are correct that we are offering an opt-out to users in Europe. I will say that the ongoing conversation in Europe is the direct result of the existing regulatory landscape." Ms Claiborne said Australian users had the ability to set data to private, but opt-out options offered to Europeans were in response to laws in force there. She said that Meta needed a lot of data in order to provide the most flexible and powerful AI tool it could, and that a lot of data was needed in order to deliver a safer product with fewer biases. The development comes a day after the federal government vowed to introduce a ban on social media for children over concerns of harm the platforms were causing. Senator Shoebridge told the ABC if the government is concerned about online harms young people face, sorting out privacy laws should be a key priority. There's a reason that people's privacy is protected in Europe and not in Australia. It's because European lawmakers made tough privacy laws. Meta made it clear today that if Australia had these same laws, Australians' data would also have been protected, he said. The government's failure to act on privacy means companies like Meta are continuing to monetize and exploit pictures and videos of children on Facebook. The government is due to announce long-awaited reforms to the Privacy Act in response to the 2020 review that found the current laws are outdated. Attorney General Mark Dreyfus said earlier this year the legislation would be announced in August.
In the galaxy where stars align, a robot plays in zero gravity. He's shining bright with moves so sublime. Follow a James Window 17 on X.com for all to see. Spacecraft soaring through the cosmic sea, images of dreams that we all can see. From the depths of space, pure creativity. Follow a James Window 17 on X.com. Join the spree. Join the spree.
But of course, as with everything that this Labor government does, there are questions relating to the motivation. One of Australia's politicians, Craig Kelly, says here's another reason, and this is referring to the bid to ban children under 16 from social media. Yesterday I was talking to a friend and he said his 16-year-old son and his mates were all following the US election results in school. And when they heard Trump had won, they all cheered. The counter revolution is underway. Children are starting to wake up to the leftist, woke, climate alarmist nonsense they are being fed. Up until recently, globalists would successfully brainwash children in school because they could control the information. But Musk changed all that. Children can now have access to information that shows that they are being lied to. The left are desperate to stop that. They want the government propaganda fed to the children in the classroom to be their single source of truth. The November 9th edition of The Age suggests that misinformation bill is on the path to Senate defeat. Key senators are blockading a divisive government plan to crack down on lies in major public debates, threatening to vote down the bill and adding to a logjam of more than 20 bills stalled in the Senate. The new warnings put the contentious plan on a path to defeat unless the government convinces at least 3 independent senators to set aside their concerns about giving a federal agency sweeping power to oversee content safeguards on social media. The setback comes as Prime Minister Anthony Albanese calls on the Senate to pass government bills including aged care changes, anti-scam measures, a school funding boost, new merger laws, the creation of an Environment Protection Agency and housing reform. The misinformation regime aims to give authorities the power to force tech giants to act on alerts about damaging falsehoods and stop them spreading before they cause serious harm, citing cases such as the misidentification of the Bondi Junction knife attacker earlier this year. When they talk about misinformation, the biggest supplier of misinformation are usually the government departments. The propaganda that is pouring out of the political parties is often biased and provides inadequate information about real issues. They want people compliant, they want people asleep, and like good communists, they are reframing the language in order to change its meanings. If you're on X, go to @ConceptualJames, who has a very good account where he provides information on how to deal with the communist menace. We appreciate everyone who watches our videos. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
When time steals our years away, shall steal our pleasures too. The memory of the past will stay, and half our joys renew.